You know what you need to do. You've read the books, watched the videos, taken the courses. You understand productivity, habits, goal setting, but you're still not where you want to be. Your smart friends are in the same spot, spinning their wheels, wondering why knowing so much hasn't changed anything. That gap between what you know and what you actually do, that's the execution gap, and it's eating your potential alive. Here's the thing. Intelligence and success barely correlate in the real world. Schools never taught you the skill set that actually matters, turning thoughts into actions. But this gap is closable. I'm going to break down exactly why you're stuck and what to do about it. Let's go. The real problem. Your brain lies about understanding. Your brain feels satisfied the moment you understand something. You listen to a podcast about morning routines, and your mind gives you the same chemical reward as if you actually built the routine. It's a trap. Understanding feels like progress. It's not. Think about it. You watch a video on fitness. You feel motivated. Your brain lights up like you just finished a workout. Then you sit back down and scroll for another hour. That good feeling from learning tricked you into thinking you moved forward. You didn't. You collected information, not results. Here's what to do instead. The second you learn something useful, do the smallest possible version of it within 5 minutes. Learn about cold showers? Splash cold water on your face right now. Video about journaling? Write 3 sentences in your phone immediately. You're training your brain to connect, knowing with doing, not knowing with more knowing. The gap closes when you stop letting understanding be the finish line. Obstacle 1. Decision fatigue is murdering your follow-through. Every decision you haven't made in advance steals energy from execution. You know you should work out, but every morning you're deciding whether to go, what to wear, which exercises to do. That's not one decision. That's 50 micro-decisions, and each one drains your tank before you even start. Successful people look disciplined. They're not. They're just not deciding things in the moment. They decided once, created a system, and now they're on autopilot. Their brain isn't fighting them every step because the steps are already mapped. Here's your move. Pick one thing you keep failing to execute on. Now remove every decision from it. Want to write daily? Same time, same spot, same open document waiting for you. Want to eat better? Sunday night. Make 5 identical lunches. No choices? No willpower needed. Just follow the track you already laid. You're not building discipline. You're building a path so obvious your brain can't talk you out of walking it. Every decision you automate is energy you get back for the work that actually matters. Obstacle 2. You're chasing clarity instead of creating it. You tell yourself you'll start when you have the full picture, when you know exactly how it'll work, when the plan is perfect. Meanwhile, people dumber than you are 10 steps ahead because they started messy and figured it out on the move. Clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. Your brain wants certainty before action. That's backwards. Action creates certainty. You don't learn to swim by studying water. You don't build a business by perfecting the plan. You jump in, you choke on some water, you adjust, you get better. The doing teaches you what the thinking never could. Stop waiting. Start ugly. Want to build an audience? Post something bad today. Want to launch a project? Put out a broken version 1. Want to learn a skill? Do it wrong in public. You'll learn more in one sloppy attempt than in 10 hours of research. Perfectionism isn't standards. It's fear wearing a disguise. The execution gap lives in the space between, I need to know more, and let me just try. Close it by trying first and learning second. Obstacle 3. You're tracking the wrong scoreboard. You measure success by outcomes you barely control. Did I get the result? Did it work? Did people like it? When the scoreboard is out of your hands, you stop playing because effort feels pointless. The execution gap grows when you judge yourself by things you can't directly cause. Here's what winners actually track. Did I do the behavior? You can't control if your video goes viral. You can control if you posted. You can't control if you get the job. You can control if you applied. You can't control if the business succeeds. You can control if you worked on it today. When your scoreboard only counts actions you completely own, you win every single day, and winning builds momentum. Switch your metrics right now. Stop asking, did it work? Start asking, did I execute? Here are some examples of execution wins. Made 10 sales calls? Win. Posted 3 times? Win. Wrote for 30 minutes? Win. Your only job is showing up and doing the behavior. Results are a lagging indicator. Execution is the real game. and it's the only game you have full control over. Track that, and watch how fast you start closing the gap. Obstacle 4. You're not building proof for your brain. Your brain doesn't believe your goals. Why would it? You've set goals before and quit. You've said you'd change and didn't. Your brain's not being mean. It's being realistic based on your track record. It doesn't trust you yet. So every time you try to execute, your brain sabotages you because it thinks you're lying again. You need to rebuild trust with yourself, and trust isn't built with big promises. It's built with tiny kept ones. Every time you say you'll do something and actually do it, you're depositing proof in the bank. Your brain starts to believe you. The resistance drops. Here's the play. Make promises so small you can't break them. Not, I'll work out every day. Try, I'll put on workout clothes. Not, I'll write a book. Try, I'll write one sentence. Keep these micro-promises for 2 weeks straight. You're not trying to achieve something big. You're trying to show your brain you're not full of it anymore. Once it trusts you with small things, it stops fighting you on big things. The execution gap shrinks when your brain stops treating your intentions like fairy tales. Build proof, not promises. The real solution. Execution is a separate skill. You've been thinking execution happens automatically once you're smart enough or motivated enough. It doesn't. Here are the key components of execution as a skill. Making decisions in advance so you don't waste energy in the moment. Starting before you're ready, instead of waiting for perfect conditions. Tracking controllable actions rather than unpredictable outcomes. Building self-trust through small wins that prove you follow through. Schools taught you to consume and understand information. Nobody taught you to move on incomplete data, to act despite uncertainty, to measure behavior instead of outcomes. The gap between smart and successful isn't about more knowledge. It's about training yourself to do before you're ready, to act before it's perfect, to move before you feel like it. That's a muscle. You build it the same way you build any muscle. Small reps, consistent practice, gradually increasing weight. Pick one thing from this video. Not all of it. One thing. Do it today. Automate one decision. Start one thing ugly. Track one behavior. Keep one tiny promise. That's how you close the gap. Not by understanding more, but by doing one small thing right now that your past self would have just thought about. You already know enough. Time to prove it.